12 News Now on WPRI.com. I'm Tim White along with Target 12 investigator Eli Sherman. Target 12 obtained some of the data cyber criminals released in their hack of the state's computer system for social service programs known as RI Bridges. A quick note, 12 News did not download the information. It was provided to us by a third party. We reviewed it on a secure computer not connected to the internet. Okay, Eli, first off, how much data did Target 12 obtain?
So we got about 10 gigabytes of data, and just to put that in context for everyone, the hacker group known as BrainCipher, they claim to have stolen 1 terabyte of information. We're talking about 10 gigabytes, so that's about 1% of the total amount that's available right now.
All right, so 1%, you were all day looking at this data yesterday. Describe what you saw on the screen when you opened up the file or the folder. What did it look like?
So it was a file of a lot of text documents, a lot of databases, Tim. So if you can imagine sort of different databases of people's personal information that participate in different programs, these databases were largely tied to the Social Security Administration. So I want you to think SSI, SSDI, cash assistance, some Medicaid stuff. There's also there was one database that had a list of prisoners' names, and the federal government and states use that to determine whether or not someone's benefits need to change after they're put behind bars. So just a lot of different databases with a lot of names, a lot of addresses, a lot of things that appear to be social security numbers, even some bank account information, EBT numbers, Tim, just a ton of information. And just remember that this is such a small sliver of what they claim that they've put out there.
But if you reviewed 1% of what is believed to be out there, you saw what? Thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of names?
Yeah, one file alone had more than 118,000 people's names on it, and that included other personal information as well.
All right, finally, Eli, we have learned that the how much the cyber criminals were seeking as a ransom not to release the data that was released on Monday. State and federal officials, including members of the congressional delegation, were briefed on this earlier in the crisis. How much were the bad guys looking for?
They were asking for $23 million in exchange for not releasing this information publicly. This is a pretty typical thing that happens when cyber criminals will steal the personal information from a company or a government. They'll demand that ransom in exchange for not releasing it. Law enforcement, this, Tim, and local and national cybersecurity experts all recommend against not doing that. At this point, we don't know if any money has changed hands between the state's vendor, Deloitte, which runs the RI Bridges system, and the cyber attackers, but they did release the data, which suggests that they didn't get what they wanted, or they did, and they released it anyways.
All right. We have information on how to protect your personal information in the article below this video. If you're watching this on YouTube, head over to WPRI.com. For Eli Sherman, I'm Tim White.